Coach, welcome to Med Sports TV, NKA Sports Boxing. Today was your third successive promotional event, which went quite well. What is your overall assessment of the event?
Yeah, my overall assessment is that um, I give myself at least 70%. Some of the bouts weren't as it's supposed to be. Some of the opponents just give up during the fight, and this has eaten into our boxing fraternity. So we must find a way of taking those things out gradually, but you can't do it overnight. So some of the fight also went on very very well. There were some other fights that were very impressive. So it's a balance, and so we will continue doing our best and see how we can change the trend.
Okay. Thank you, Coach. And we can't talk about this bout without talking about your fighters, especially Basti Samir Haruna, who has won a national championship. What's next for Haruna? You could see his fans and people jubilating here. What is next for Haruna?
Yeah, Aruna, I can say with this fight, he's branding himself. He's branding himself. People will want to watch him another time again because it was impressive, this fight. So you make it's like you choose yourself or you put yourself into the ladder and people will watch you. So it was impressive, but this Samuel fight was not as we expect. And I think the best thing is to find a way of getting a rematch to clear people's mind on it. I think there must be a rematch, and then we'll see what went wrong, and then we'll see the way forward. Sometimes too, things happen this way. These things happen, and when sometimes we will go outside and we will face all these things. Yeah.
Okay. Coach, where all these things means?
Yeah, what all these things means, I think I don't know whether you've watched our champion Joseph Agbeko was outside fighting. There was a continuous low blow, and
Referee Russell Mora was
yeah,
the
yeah,
referee of
yeah,
that
yeah.
particular
It
fight
was
right
that
now.
fight. I know you watch our Professor Zuma Nelson fight, which at the end of the fight, the professor was declared winner. The next day, it was draw. I hope you watched that fight as well.
Yes.
I took some boxer also to I think Russia, and my boxer Isa Samedi was eating a low blow, and the fight was stopped and was given to his opponent, which we were very very surprised. So sometimes these things, I don't think is good for boxing, but you can't just take it away just like that. We'll find a way of taking these things away gradually. That's why I'm saying that maybe there must be a rematch.
Okay. How soon could a rematch be scheduled?
Yeah, like I said, we will find a way for a rematch. You know, promoting fights like a such level involve a whole lot of money. So we will have to plan and think. Maybe the other party must also contribute so that we make this rematch possible.
Okay. I spoke to the coach of Rasheed. He stated that in the rematch they would demand for neutral referees and neutral judges. Would that be an option on the table?
Well, whatever the case may be, if there is a rematch and we have a promoter also who can promote it, why not? But like I said, maybe it must be a co-promotion.
Okay. Coach, focusing on Basti. Basti seems to have been on the decline. I watched his last but one bout at La Palme. It was quite a tight fight with a debutant, and the for next fight he lost. Has Basti Samer been on the decline prior to this fight?
Well, for now, we can't jump to conclusion. I think maybe, like I said, we'll find out what went wrong. Maybe certain things has eaten into his head, and he must wake up to, and see what we can turn things around. Whether we can turn things around for him. We are a whole lot of boxers who have grown and they are still in it, especially in that weight categories. We have a whole lot of old boxers who are doing marvelously well. So maybe he has to come back again in terms of checking his training, his response, and so many things. But whatever the situation, like you said, we must find a way for rematch.
Okay. My last but one question, Coach. I received a message from Ahmed, who also fights in the light heavyweight division. He is ready to challenge Haruna. Is it an open option?
Ahmed, which Ahmed? We have a whole lot of Ahmed.
Ahmed, he fights with Coach Latikwe in his gym.
Coach.
He goes by the ring name Wilder.
Well, boxing.
He was a former. He was part of the national team.
Well, then maybe I may know him.
Yeah.
But because of I have a whole lot of Ahmed, that is why. And I've trained a whole lot of boxers in the national team. We have similar names. Well, I think it's boxing. And I even Aruna, I told him, if you take a title, people will challenge you. If you don't have a title, you are free. But if you take a title, people will challenge you because the title is not for you alone. So they ask for people coming in already even before the fight. There's a whole lot of boxers who wanted to fight him because they realized that he has the opportunity to fight for the national title. They started coming out that they will challenge him, they will challenge him. So it's about defending it maybe one or two and look up for another level of bet. Yeah.
Okay. My last question, Coach. Objectively, should the fight have been ruled a no contest or a technical draw?
But most of the times you realize that because when the fight is not fourth round, then the decision is very difficult, especially when the referees or the judges come out with foul punches like as was used to judge the fight. So if maybe the fight has traveled more than fourth round, the decision can be different. And I also sometimes think that well, because it's not fourth round, that's why those decisions come. But that decision can be anywhere. Somebody even maybe it's good for all of them because why? What if they disqualify the one who was throwing foul punches?
But the foul punches was in the first round and not the second round, which he got deducted points for.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. See, it doesn't matter. Sometimes you realize that when there's a fight and there's a cut as first round, they can allow the fight to go on, but the effect of the cut at the first round still count when they reach some level, and the other boxer couldn't continue because of the cut.
Yeah.
The decision will not take against the one with the cut.
Coach, let me ask a
This is a
follow
very
up.
deep.
Yeah. In those situations, the decision is made known to the boxer immediately to him and his corner that this is an accidental cut and it will have effect later. Was that made
No,
known to?
nobody make those decisions when they are fighting. It is only part of the rules, and if you read the rules, you will have more informations. You see, so they will not tell you that this cat is this or this cat is that. But since there is a cat, and the fight is continuing, and the cat affect the person who is doing well, and because of the early cat, the fight has to be stopped. Those rules was initiated to be able to balance. Because if not, that is not the case. Then somebody can come and give you a cut, and at the end, when you are not going to fight it, you are not doing well within the rounds. Then they will say, "Oh, you lost because you are breeding. You lost because you have a cat." So boxing rules is something that we need to learn more about it. Sometimes when some decisions are taken, you sit down and you wonder, but why? There are so many things in boxing. Sometimes they come back,
Okay.
you can come back and win.
This is bringing up a lot of questions,
Yeah.
but we have to end it at some point in time and maybe continue at a better date. We thank you for hosting us at your event and we appreciate you. We hope that we will be invited to more events hosted by Wisdom Boxing Promotion. Your last words, coach.
You see, we need to learn more. For instance, let's take that if you have a boxer, and at the first round, he was hitting the first foul punch, and that one is going to derail his performance throughout the bout. There must be a rule to protect him. So even there are some rules in boxing that sometimes I wonder why those rules are still there. Look at a boxer can be knocked out of the ring, and they will say nobody to hold him when the boxer is going to fall. They give him a 30 or 20 seconds. He has to fall from the ring.
15 seconds to return back.
To return back. And he has
20 seconds to return
to the ring. And let's see if the boxer's head or something hits the ground. What are we going to say? Didn't we kill that boxer? So those rules and so many things are in boxing that need to be amended or maybe come out of this. So, but well, for now, since we are not in the position to challenge things, sometimes, well, if it comes to your side, you take it that they rob you. But if you go somewhere else, that one you say, oh, it's bad. You see, but some of the rules are sometimes too, it favors some people, sometimes to go against some people. But I think most of the times, things that solve problem is rematch. Things that solve problem is rematch. And when things like these controversial decisions happen, the best situation is rematch, and then we see the way forward.
Okay, last question. Did the fasting affect Basti Samir?
Well, I don't want to say things that I cannot feel inside his body for him. If the fasting affects him, he must come out to say it. If it is something else, who knows? If Aruna, when Aruna was coming into the ring, Aruna was running. Nobody knows it. I, the coach, knows it that Aruna was running, but he has to fight, and he put his faith in the first round. You see the whole thing, but he was running when he came. He delayed before coming here, and I asked him what's wrong, and he told me he's running. He doesn't know what he ate, and he's running. I said, okay, there's nothing you can do. Let's see the way forward. Let's back up. I can say, hey, you will not fight. Okay. And also, who knows what he eats and is running. Let's see this running affects him more. And he lost his fight. He will be the only person who will talk about it. I think, remember some of our champions lost and they attribute it to some kind of food they ate and all those things. There are a whole lot inside boxing. You see, and you can't say they are wrong. They attribute it and it can happen. Okay. I've been a boxer before, and I know things that when you talk, nobody will believe you. There are things that will happen to you in the ring. When you talk, nobody will believe you. Sometimes there are boxers who come into the ring to fight with a broken hand, but they will manage it throughout. And at the end of it, when you complain that they have an injury or they have this, you will not believe it. You see, so it has happened. Most of the great champions can tell. Sometimes they will tell you, I was having this injury, but I just continue to fight because I feel like fighting. So many things. So if there is something wrong with Basti, it's not all that we may know. It's not all that we may know, unless he himself come out to say that I had this and this, and so on. But all that I would say is that, well, the decision has been taken. And the only thing to solve the problem is a rematch.
Okay.
Yeah. All right. You cannot say, hey, the decision is bad. Those things, it's not even only in boxing, it's in sports in general. There are so many things that happen in sports that you have to go back and play again. And then we say, okay, let's do it again. Yeah.
Okay, coach, thanks for talking to us and we appreciate your time. It's way past 4 a.m. and we are still here for the love of the sports of boxing. For those who would be watching this video, keep being positive and supporting the sports of boxing. Remember, your greatness has no limit. Thank you. Stay positive. Bye bye.